Hey guys, we are looking, at today with the, Jimbo Season 1 commentary. I am here by myself, and, yeah, I'm just gonna, commentate over this and, give you some, background knowledge, some behind-the-scenes knowledge, and, yeah, we're gonna talk about this here, so, yeah. So, let's get started with the season. So, I mean, for this first episode, it wasn't even really an episode, it was just a skit. I just randomly made up this character who was just dumb, and went to the school and then got bullied. Because... because he's stupid, I don't know. I mean, it was... I don't think this one was scripted at all. It was all just me just talking to the camera, and then what I talked about in the camera, we just filmed that afterwards. And I mean, when we, like I said, when we made this, it was just it was just a skit. We didn't know we were gonna make more. When I was editing it, though, I realized like how funny the character was, and I was like, you know, maybe I can make a part 2. There's Nehemiah right there. But I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can make a part 2. So, you know, like I said right here, we might make a part 2 if this gets popular enough. And, well, obviously, it didn't get popular enough. But, it was very, funny, and my mom and my family members liked it so much, they were like, you have to make more. So, out of the motivation of my, family, I made a second one. Now, episode 2, Shrek was asking. Episode 2, I have lots of interesting facts about this. For one, it was somewhat scripted. It was semi-scripted. We went off book a lot with these, first episodes, because, I mean, I like to do that a lot. I just like to, you know, go on, and whatever funny thing comes into my head, I just pull that off, and it makes it into the episode sometimes. But, for this one, for the meat car was originally just gonna be a normal, common day vehicle that would just talk to Jimbo. I mean, that's what we had it written down. That's what Colby thought of and started written down. I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. So then Colby's like, you know, hey, you know, can I, you know, use, he was 18, I think. He said, hey, you know, can we use my car to be in the video? You know, we can drive around. And the school I was in said, nah, bruh, you can't do that. So, instead, I was like, hey, what about a meat car? And then Colby's like, well, what the hell's a meat car? And I'm like, well, it's like a person, but it's like a car, right? And he's like, okay, and who's just gonna, I'm like, why not you, you know? You can just pretend to be a car, and then I can drive off with you in the end. He's like, okay, sure, whatever. So the bully, the villain of the first season, he's here. Got the Me Channel music. The dead girlfriend. The camera, okay, so the criticism with this episode a lot, from friends and stuff was like, why is the camera so zoomed in? Why is it all over the place? Well, the camera that we got to film for this day was stuck in zoomed in mode the entire time, and we couldn't unzoom it. It was permanently stuck in zoomed in mode, and that was really annoying. because like, you know, you're trying to freaking watch the video, and instead of being able to watch the freaking video, it's all blurred in and zoomed, you can barely tell what's happening. But, besides that, this episode's pretty good. And as always, we live near an airport, so airplanes would always interrupt us when we filmed these episodes because we live near an airport, and literally every morning they would do like test flights or whatever, or or just fly people off to other places. So that's kind of what airport does. But it was every freaking time we filmed. Not a single time did we not get interrupted by an airplane when we filmed the first season. Not a single time. Except for maybe episode 4. Yeah, episode 4 was the only one that didn't get interrupted by an airplane. There's Meat Car, Colby himself. It's funny, I know 2 Nehemiahs and 2 Colbys. Nehemiah, who helped me on like certain skits, and Nehemiah, who helped me on Jimbo. Colby, who helped me with certain skits. And Colby, who was Meat Car, and Jimbo. Okay, so here's the 4th of July special. Season 1, Episode 3. This one is, like, in my opinion, the worst one in Season 1. It's not necessarily bad. It's just nothing really happens. And at this point, when I made this, I was like, okay, well, this is obviously a recurring character. Because after the second one, I was like, wow, this is actually something that could be big. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about this episode, other than, not only did we have an airplane interrupt us, we also had a truck interrupt us. I think the reason we filmed this one was we finished the assignment for the day, and we had a lot of extra time, so we're like, let's just film another one. There's the airplane interrupting. So yeah, this one was completely improvised, I think. I remember we tried doing another Jimbo episode similar to this one, about Twilight and how it was freaking awful, and Jimbo was watching Twilight, and then like he gets like vampires like chasing after him. And it was such a fucking weird idea, and we never did it because we ran out of time. So instead of doing like a Jimbo Vampire PSA, we just did Not So Serious PSA 3, which was just about how Twilight sucked. And I mean, lots of the jokes that we had planned for that were just put into the PSA instead of what the Jimbo episode was going to be. Okay, so this is the episode where I knew that story was gonna happen. Like, this is like when we're like, okay, well, we can probably do something with this. Actually, funny enough, episode 5 was filmed before this. The Jimbo's Call, that one, was filmed before this. And he's like, oh, my meat car, and he's all sad. And then I asked Colby, I was like, well, what happened to the meat car? And he's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well, you gotta basically confirm, like, what the meat car, is. You can't just, Wait, what am I saying? I don't know, I spaced out. You can't just have the meat card disappear without any context. Or actually knowing why it happened, or how it happened, or actually explaining that it happened before Jimbo's sad about it. Which is basically the entire point of this episode. Jimbo tries to go to get a job, to be a camera security guard, camera watchman, or whatever those are called. He goes to do that, and meets Caden, who so far this is his only episode that he's in, but we have already filmed episodes that he returns in. So that's going to be fun. And this episode definitely plays into those plots that I have planned. This episode is very, very funny. Like, it's pretty average, but I feel like just when me and Caden are together, we understand each other's sense of humor really well, and we like to play into that a lot. Because funny enough, this is also improvised. A lot of what we do is improvised, except for like season finales, or like very particular episodes are scripted, and I'll talk about those when we get to them in later commentaries, but this one in particular was completely improvised. I just feel like me and Caden just understand each other really well, and when we start doing something, we understand like what direction it's going and how we're gonna take it. And he's just really fun to work with. I like working with Caden. Literally the only thing we had planned for this was that Mikar, we find out that Mikar is taken at the end. That's all we find out. These episodes were used or edited with Premiere Pro. Before Premiere Pro started doing monthly payments, where you pay like freaking $45 a month just to get Premiere Pro. And when that happened, I was like, hell no. And then I moved to a hit film afterwards. And started editing on hit film because it was free, for one, and two, I don't want to pay monthly for Premiere when I can just use hit film for free. And by the way, I highly suggest hit film. It is very good. It literally does the exact same thing that Premiere Pro does, except you do it for free. There is a paid version, but you can literally, it's not required. You can still do a lot of stuff with the free version. Like, it doesn't put watermarks on anything. It's really great. I love working with Caden. Okay, episode 4, Jimbo's Call, or what was originally called The Call. This one was completely written by Colby, so he did everything with this, and I added a couple stuff here and there. Okay, this legit looks like green screen, and you know what's really funny? This isn't green screen. I'm actually there. There's a light back there that we never used. Yeah, but I'm actually there in this episode, and it does look extremely green screened when literally, it's not green screened. Here's Colby voicing the 911 operator. Sorry, I started watching the video instead of commentating over it for a second. Okay, so I stopped doing the Jimbo voice here because I'm pretty sure my throat was fucking in pain. And I don't remember why, but I stopped doing the Jimbo voice in that one specific part. Okay, here it is, Jimbo episode 6. Jimbo and the Fight for Me car, the season 1 finale. And so far is my favorite video that I've ever worked on. Colby wrote the script for this. Edited a lot of it. And I added a lot of stuff to it as well, like my own ideas to it. And overall, it's just... It was the last thing that me and Colby worked on together, and it's just... It's brilliant. And what was originally the finale of Jimbo, but I eventually decided to continue it. MCLI, there it is. Thailand. I remember I just randomly freaking said that. Jimbo and the Fight for Me car, here we go. We used lots of SpongeBob music for these early episodes, which I kind of stopped doing because I realized if I want to monetize my channel, I can't be fucking doing that shit. Not that YouTube would ever monetize my videos, because I'll never hit 1,000 subscribers. It's never gonna happen. Need mine with the cool kid sunglasses over there. Patrick, he plays the bully, and in that episode, he's just so funny in this episode. It's probably the best episode that he was in my opinion. It's just his acting was really good in it, and he's just super funny. That's the same Hot Wheels car from the second episode, I believe. And if it isn't, then it's the other one. And funny story about those Hot Wheels cars, we actually found them randomly in the hallway of the school. Just kind of just sitting there, and we're like, why not just use these? There was two of them, so it's either that one's the same one or that one's a different one. I still have one of them in my room somewhere, but yeah, those are two cars that we found randomly in the school and decided to use. Fun fact, that is actually just me right there. That was dressed up as that other meat car. It was just me with Colby's beanie on my head. You can tell too because the shorts are the exact same. That's assault on a corpse. Oh, God. Okay. Now, it is completely obvious that we filmed this on a different day. For one, I forgot to bring the fucking Jimbo sweatshirt for this. Two, the sunlight looks different. And of course, while we were doing this part, an airplane flew over our heads and interrupted us again. Here's the fight scene. And over here is a kind of was a joyless cash grab, and like I said, it's Jimbo hates Twilight, and we actually had a plan for an episode like that, but it turned into not so serious PSA 3 eventually, and we decided to slip in one of those jokes that we had. Mikar talks the first time here. So now Mikar goes off and doesn't return until later in the season. Season 2. Not later in the season, this is the end of the season. There it is. That's the end of Season 1 of Jimbo. Honestly, I really love Jimbo. He's one of my, he's my mascot, I guess you could say. And, yeah, I really enjoy doing videos about him and stuff, so I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. And yeah, I'll do commentary on Help Shop and Jimbo Season 2 as well, so see you guys then. Peace.